Holy summer is done. Hello, guys, and welcome down to the Chain Dogs podcast here live on YouTube. Mikhail is joining us at some point. But hello, everyone. How are you doing? How are you doing in the chat? Hope you're all doing well. Let's have a quick hello. Let's say hello to Ads, Ona, Out and Back, RCT Limits, and we've got Joshua and Luke as well. We've got loads of people watching as well. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're all doing splendid. So yeah, as the title suggested for this video, summer is gone.
It's not. I'm holding on to it.
I put a cagoule on today. A cagoule.
A cagoule. A cagoule.
Such a good word.
It is a good word.
I put a cagoule on. It's not good.
I think technically, in terms of season-wise, it is still summer.
It is
still summer. It's summer until it's autumn, right?
Halloween's like ramping
well, that
up,
makes
so...
sense, Sean. It's summer until it's autumn.
It's summer until it's not.
That's the way the world works.
It's not autumn. So
I mean, the weather has checked out early though, because in the past
it was cold today.
Yeah, but we always get like a nice September. Like
the end of September is warm.
Sometimes we do. Sometimes we do. Like I think this one's going to be good. It's warm today. It's good.
No, it's cold. Cool, Luke.
Cold here.
Where were you?
Like half an hour away from you. It was damp. Okay.
Yeah. So hey Harry, how you doing?
Hey. We're gonna talk about like summer. I want to hear about your summer, what you guys have been doing, but not yet because we've got some news to get on with.
Do we?
So first of all, let's talk about Flamingo Land, but not that Flamingo Land.
The other one.
So the owners of Flamingo Land, obviously, a lot of you will know, they put a planning application in. At Loch Lomond, which I've been to Loch Lomond, it's beautiful. It's like one of the most stunning like places in the UK you can go to. It's not far from Glasgow. It's what are you laughing at?
She didn't like that drink.
What did you have?
Is it not good?
This has been in my fridge since MotoGP, so like beginning of August. And I was like, oh, vodka, mango, passion fruit. No.
That just straight up sugar. I bet.
Gone off sugar now.
But yeah, so with this, I don't think anything like that should be built around Loch Lomond, if I'm honest. But yeah, they want to do this whole like holiday park and stuff. It's had over 150,000 people petition against it.
Wow.
And yeah, so just reading from this BBC article. It said the council did not oppose Flamingo Land's Lomond Banks development at Balloch, despite more than 150,000 people signing a petition against the £40 million project. However, Loch Lomond and National Park Authority has recommended against the proposals being approved, citing concerns over flood risks and the impact of the surrounding environment.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like a 198-page report into the development. It would be a flood risk, loads of trees. You know what I mean? It's like if I just share this, like if I can share. There we go.
I mean, I don't know much about Loch Lomond, but I understand it's like an area of natural beauty, so I can understand why they don't want somebody.
Yeah, I mean, look at
putting a bloody big holiday park on there.
So would it be like Centre Parks, but Flamingo Land's version?
It looks like a kind of upper, you know, like a centre park.
Yeah, like a posh holiday park.
Holiday park sort of thing.
It's not
like with a big water park, I think, as well, where we're planning.
Wow.
Yeah, if it's going to stick out like a sore thumb, then yeah, I can understand.
I mean, it looks from it looks like it's tastefully done. They're not just putting sick in the middle of it.
I was about to say, tastefully done and Flamingo Land does not seem to. My mind doesn't go together.
Is there a Barbers?
Yeah, is there a Barbers?
The Barbers are gone. I was very disappointed.
Can I buy a tracksuit?
A shell suit?
The tracksuits are still there.
Like I just don't see that any reason for this being on Loch Lomond. Really, it could be
No,
anywhere else. by
It'll
a
be
big
anywhere
body of
else,
water.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like Loch Ness hasn't got like a big bloody resort on the side of it. It's just it's
You
a
think-
whole like you go to Loch Lomond for Loch Lomond. Not you don't need to stay. You don't need to. I mean, I'm sure there's like camping options. I'm sure there's like little
Yeah, there'll
lodges or
be
whatever.
B&Bs
And
and whatnot. You don't need those.
Yeah, exactly. The B&B's part of it's probably half
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
of
completely
people down
kill
there. Yeah.
their business as well, wouldn't
Well,
it?
didn't they try this somewhere else during 2020?
Who Flamingo Land?
Yeah,
I'm
No,
sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think this was it. This is the.
I
Oh,
think
is
it was
this
the
the
same
one?
place. I think it's been rejected twice now. Basically,
Yeah.
Oh.
I think
Maybe
it got
somewhere
rejected.
else.
Then they
Matt's
tried
got a
again.
point.
Yeah.
Just make actual Flamingo Land.
Take
nice.
that
No,
money
for-
and make
40
it
mil.
good.
The,
40
the sad,
million.
Yeah, the
Look
sad
how much
thing
money they've
is,
got.
the sad thing is, it's like that money has came from people saying they will invest, and these people will probably
That's a
invest in
good
somewhere
point.
like Loch Lomond because there's a guarantee. But then trying to get someone up to Yorkshire, it's not going to have join the same
Yeah.
investment type of thing. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, if whatever money Flamingo Land are putting into it, just do something with Flamingo Land. You got the outline of a nice park there. You just need to make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have a water park with their resort?
I don't know. I've never been to that side.
I-
I mean, I just think, is it not just
don't
caravans?
know.
No.
I think,
I think it's caravans. There's like a
They
pitch
may
and
have a
putt.
pool.
I'm sure there might be a swimming pool, but nothing fancy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what
Let's
they
have a
should
look
do
at
there then. Like build a water park.
Yeah,
there.
there's,
Look on
there's
Google
loads of
Maps
room
later.
there.
An indoor
Make
one.
a big water park. Make
I don't think
make
there's
that
anything
holiday
round
park.
there that
good.
has that kind of vibe around that area.
They have the splash
Malton.
zone. They do have a
Yeah.
little.
There you
Um,
go,
Scarborough had
Scarborough.
Flamingo Land Coast, which was a
Right.
sort of FEC with a coaster on the roof. They died when the council changed to Labour and it merged Flamingo Land to bribe the previous Conservatives. Oh,
Does that not surprise me?
that sounds like
Sounds about
yeah.
right.
Tonight's on Watchdog.
Oh,
It sounds like a
I
similar
love
thing
that
that happened
programme.
to
Oh, that was a good
Yeah.
program.
It sounds like a similar thing that happened to American Adventure, isn't it? Really, there was something bribing going on there or something.
There's
Oh,
always
yeah.
some scandal going on. Yeah, Joe Scandal
Yeah.
literally took the word out my mouth. Yeah. So yeah, they should probably just build a really sick indoor water park with like a lazy river and stuff down at Flamingo Land. Like I'm sure they could do that. They would make a shit ton of money because loads of people stay in them caravans. Like they're always
Oh
full.
god, yeah, they're always busy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they charge a bloody lot of money as well by the sounds of it. So yeah, better
Yeah.
facilities there. Do that.
Mm.
Mm,
They've
Yeah.
already got the footfall, people already coming. You know what?
Yeah,
Put some more caravans in or some chalets and make it better.
40 mils, good coaster, isn't it?
100K
Mm.
bribe to demolish a listed theatre, allegedly.
Allegedly.
on the seafront.
Allegedly.
Locals here are still raging.
So they say.
Wow.
Allegedly. Okay.
Them caravans are expensive. How much are they? Someone have a quick look in the chat.
I
and
always
let
see
us know.
people moaning on theme park Facebook about how dear they are. So they
Theme
must
park
be.
Facebook. What a place to be.
So, apart from that, that's that.
Oh, less.
Oh, so not okay.
More or less.
The thing is, Ads,
Higher or
we,
lower?
we've not looked into this, so we're
Oh,
taking
God.
it.
We didn't
Editing's
say it.
Allegedly.
We didn't
We
say
didn't
it.
say it.
Ads,
Allegedly not summer anymore.
traction source.
The theatre's still
So,
empty.
talking of new things, you tell I'm really prepared for this.
Segway. That's so
Um,
professional.
So Lawrence
Some
Farm
stuff on
Portons
social.
Park has
Oh, here we go.
shared this photo that it started. It begins.
Yes.
So we're guessing from the
wood chipper.
the suds. Oh my god, I can't speak.
What's
The
wrong with
swords.
you? Start again.
Judging by the swords, it seems like this is going to be the Viking area that they teased at the Supervan event earlier
Supervan?
this year.
Super van event.
Superfan. Super
I love
fan, right?
vans.
Super fan.
We all
Fan
like
and van sound the same. You know
No,
what?
we don't.
They literally do. Super fan, super
Fan.
van.
Van.
I'm staying out of it. I'm staying out of this one.
But yeah, that's what this probably is. Next.
No, let's talk about it. What do
It's
you
a
think's gonna
field
be?
with a man in an orange high vis.
Yeah,
so
with
from
a
what
wood
I can
chipper.
remember from the event, though, like everybody was like, "Oh, it's going to be
It's
a
gonna be an
wooden
RMC.
coaster."
It's gonna be an RMC.
It's not going to be an RMC, is it? Let's be honest. But like a lot of people, yeah, because it was like a Viking thing, and it
The
was like a
logo
wooden...
flipped over and stuff.
Yeah, and it was made of wood,
And it was
so everyone
wood
was
and
like,
steel,
"Oh, they're
yeah.
building a woody," which I wouldn't be mad at. More
No?
woodies are great. Like something on the scale of like Wood Express, you know, at shit, what's it called? Parc Saint Paul in France. Have you seen their little like? That is a cool little woody.
Yes.
Something like
yeah.
that. So a
I've seen
little bit smaller than Wicker Man, but you know, still thrilling enough to.
They could get a gravity group.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be an RMC.
very true.
Matt said, "Please don't touch the lovely hedges." I'm with you on that. If they pull them
Well,
hedges, out,
judging
they'll
by
be
that
uproar.
wood chipper and the guy in high vis chainsaw clothing,
Heading towards it.
So, Lawrence, can we have an update on that hedge, please, just for Matt?
Imagine they took all the nice hedges out.
No, them hedges are really good.
It looks like
They're
it's
lovely,
been
like close up as well. They're great.
Yeah, no, look there.
munching it.
You can see on the ground.
Oh
the-
God!
Look at the ground
Oh.
along it as well.
Butchered.
Oh
It's
come
Been
on!
ripped up out of the ground.
I
like-
think are they not just they might just be like creating a pathway though through it.
Yeah. I think
Take
so.
a few out.
probably
Don't
are,
take them
yeah.
all.
Cobra looks
Because
great from
they're
that view.
iconic.
it would
So,
be good.
in terms of coasters, then, so we're thinking Woody. We're not thinking like Steel Family, Vekoma, or anything like that. That could actually go in there.
I personally think a gravity group hybrid is fine. I think
Mikhail is here.
Don't let him in. See how long you can leave him. Oh, he probably heard me.
There we go.
Oh,
I
look at the
thought
capture
he had a
account.
top frill to hat and t-shirt.
It does look like it. Actually.
Imagine
Imagine if I was that much of a fanboy.
Yeah,
like that
Like,
episode
haven't
of
even been
Friends
on
with all the porch.
I haven't
porch
been on
stuff.
it, but I've got the
Yeah.
cap and the t-shirt.
Of a ride that I've not even ridden.
Is it all reduced? Is that why you got it all?
Yeah, it was a bargain bin.
Clearance rack. You actually found it in a Ross somewhere or a t-shirt. How you doing, Mikhail?
Imagine if I found it at just like Sam's Club or some shit like that. Just like,
Got it in Goodwill.
thrift store.
You all good, yeah?
Yeah, I'm not bad. I just-
Have you got any news? to talk about?
I dropped my news last week, and everyone thought I was coming home.
Oh yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
Or the week.
It's like, I'm returning, and we were like, Velocity. Oh,
Oh, okay.
No, coming home is in the plans though, just not for this year, unfortunately. But
fair dues. It's a big old trip, isn't it?
yeah,
Hopefully,
hopefully soon.
But-
Hopefully sometime next year.
you've joined at a good time, McCall, because I don't know. Have you seen about the Fantasialand AI stuff today?
No,
Cool. Anyway.
All right.
Fantasyland AI. What are
So,
they?
yes. So, someone
Are they making the dragons AI now?
yeah.
Those dragons
I
are
mean, that
frightening.
projection show on Mystery Channel. The Avengers music.
I need to find the actual.
I can't find the original.
I've-
of it.
yeah, so someone did an article about it. So basically, what happened is they've put all these new like bits of art around the park that look really, really nice.
Oh, stuck
But
in
yeah, so someone like
Is
looked over
believed.
it and realized that it was like blatantly like AI.
there.
Which I don't know, for some people or a lot of people, I guess, like have thought that is so not like Fantasialand, what we expect of Fantasialand in a way. You know, yeah, Looping said a article about it.
Ah,
So that's
Wow.
where I saw it. So I'll get that up and we had to have a look at some of the artwork.
Well,
So
while
yeah,
we're doing
Skyline
that-
Court's using court using
Oh, there you
AI, just sad in quotation marks.
Mm.
So yeah,
So yeah,
that
these
was
type of things.
a new image that they put kind of
Wait, have I seen
along
this?
like the Mexican
That looks
area where
familiar.
the food stuff is in that kind
Yeah.
of like alleyway. That's kind of a new bit of artwork that they've
And
installed
this
there,
stuff
and then some
as
over
well.
by the Berlin toilets as well. I think.
So yeah, if you have a proper inspection, you can kind of tell like with the hands and stuff like
Hands.
that.
Logos and like text
Yeah.
is odd.
So
Huh.
to me, like, you know, it's just started opening up a wider conversation on the use of AI. You know, it's coming, it's going to be happening.
Mhm.
We know it is, but
Yep.
we're thinking like, is there a limit to it in terms of creativity? Because like my stance on it is, I think AI is a brilliant tool. Like, it's done amazing
Yep.
things. It's a great tool, and it's going to just carry on doing. But when it comes to creative stuff, you know, I've used it. You know, if you use Photoshop, you use some form of AI because
Yeah.
you know you're doing like you even just like masking out things. It's using some form of AI, and it's a good tool. But it's just when you're making complete pieces of art, like this, where it starts to become questionable because it is referencing people's work. You know,
Yeah.
in some respects, it's just ripped off someone's work that they've done and like put it somewhere else and morphed into something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that point of it really for me is that should we shame people who do this, like parks who do this, companies who do this, because it's taken work from actual creatives who could have like got paid to do this.
Yeah. It's taken
It depends on the application. Like we don't know the inner workings of how that piece of AI, like we don't know if that input came from one of the creators on the team. Like it's not just something that pops up out of, you know, thin air, right? Like it very, very well could have been, you know, some exec who did it, but we don't know. But I agree with your point of it being a great tool to use. And I also don't think it will fully take over like the creative's positions, basically, because again, that input has to come from somewhere, and I'm willing to bet like most people are going to walk past that and not think
notice.
twice about
Yeah.
it. And it's the really eagle-eyed like types like us who are gonna notice, you know, the AI, you know, execution and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I think it's tough because I mean, like this conversation is basically asking to figure out the ethical, you know, like solutions to these applications.
I
right?
think yeah, I mean, the thing about AI is it's getting
Which is
so
something
good now.
like, hardly anyone's been able to do since
Yeah.
since AI
Yeah.
landed on the scene.
But, so the thing is with AI is the scary thing about it is it's getting to a point now where it's not like Will Smith eating noodles like it was quite it's got to a point where it is like good enough to like most people will walk past it. But you know, whether or not, because I know there's been examples where I've been like working with clients and they've outsourced pieces of work, and the person they've outsourced, the company they've outsourced the work to, has used AI, and they've just not picked up on it because they just don't know to look out for it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
We go, oh, look at the hands or look at like the facial features, but some people just don't know to look at stuff like that, or they're just too busy. So I've been in them sort of situations where someone has used that. But the question is like, if they've said we want artwork. If AI wasn't an option, they would have gone to someone who would have done this, who would have made this, and they would have had the funds to do it, and they would have commissioned it. And now they're like, well, that money's gone somewhere. It's maybe gone to an agency, and the agency have kept that money. Or I don't know how it's worked, you know, but that's that issue. But I think I said it on Twitter earlier today, like my worry about this, and you know, we can all sit here and moan, but AI is coming, is here, is getting better and better. But like, at the minute it's referencing artwork from other artists.
It's been trained
20
on real world.
Yeah, but
Right.
20 years down the line, it's going to be learning itself. So it's going to regurgitate its own crap for years and years and years until what we're seeing is just like a machine. And does that not just feel like dystopian to anyone, where it's just like, you know, the music's getting so good now where AI is coming for the music.
Yeah,
It's just gonna, there's always going to be people who make stuff. It's just like they're going to be too out of range. You know what I mean? They're going to be priced out, or they're not going to make any money off it anymore.
I mean, I guess the ideal thing is that, the ideal mentality to have towards it is that the AI is only going to be as effective as the people who implement it can make it, and like you said, in a couple of decades time, like, it could be its own self-sufficient, self-operating thing. I guess, like the ideal and maybe possibly naive mentality is that, well, in the attractions industry specifically, we have industry people and industry creatives that wouldn't let their input into artwork displayed around the park, into conceptualization of theme park attractions, be overtaken by AI implementation. But I mean, that's like in the real world, who's to say, like, to what degree creatives are gonna let go of the rope, so to speak.
I don't think it will be up to the creatives in the end. I don't think it will. It will be up to the marketing agencies who will go, we don't need to pay someone. We don't need to even get a photographer to go out or buy that photographer's, I don't know, like, picture of that coaster to put on this new thing. We can just get AI to do it. That is getting to that point now where it's good enough now. Like, it's just, and that's what the thing with AI is. You look at AI and go, this is the worst it's ever going to be.
Yeah,
it's going to be better tomorrow. It's going to be better. I mean, look at the leaps and bounds we've gone on to. So like, I don't know. Like, I think there is a thing to be said to, like, causing a bit of ruckus about it, because if you shame bigger companies into it, being like, oh, you now just need like a £20 subscription a month to get like all the photos you want, where in the past. But then the drawback to that is it's never going to be unique. It's never going to have the soul of like a human touch or anything like that.
Well, if the response to that is to take an industry-wide stand against it now, then it kind of is what it is, right?
Well,
I kind of think that there are companies. The worrying thing for me is that like there are companies that I would fully expect to cut corners financially like that.
Yeah, for sure.
The worrying thing is Phantasialand is not one of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, if the response is to take an industry-wide standard to protect the jobs, protect the position and presence of the people who, you know, really do the work in creating places, themed lands, not themed attractions, not even just theme parks, but, you know, your LBEs, your family entertainment centers, your walkthrough attractions, in malls,
restaurants,
and stuff, like
all
of those restaurants,
different
themed entertainment vessels like that. Then, I mean, as you can tell, I haven't given this that much thought, and if that is the response to protect the jobs and the positions of those who put in the work for our attractions, then yeah, absolutely.
It's the unfortunate thing about AI is that, like, no one gives a shit about AI until it comes after them, really. And it's honestly, I mean, I've been to clients. I mean, I'd say, like, this time last year, I wouldn't think like AI was going to get involved in like even like the labor, like laboring and things like that. But like in the last year, I've been filming robots like building like brick by brick houses. Like, it's coming for everything. It begs the question.
Comment quickly on that.
Yeah.
Like, some of the higher end, I'm a head greenkeeper by trade, and some of the higher end golf courses now are running robots overnight to cut the bigger fairways and stuff like that. So when people come in the morning, all the courses like pristine. That's like 3 or 4 like people like overnight.
I don't like
And then
robots.
It's it's
Give me the
insane
willies.
to think.
It's crazy, right? Because it's happening quick but slow. So it's it's happening bit by bit. And what I think about it, and again, I'm not anti-AI. Like I think as a tool, it can be used so well. But like when it's
in the right hands,
in the right hands.
That's the thing.
But then it's just like
in the right way.
These big companies are like, oh well, we can cut costs here, and you have to pay people to cut the lawns. We can cut costs on our marketing, and it's like, okay, well, where do
the corporations that I would expect that kind of behavior from? Not family-owned.
But like just on the case of that though, like how many jobs do we replace until we're like, okay, well, who's going to pay to come and like play golf because everyone's got fucking jobs because it is all AI. Like what future are we like? What future are we leading into? Like where like the factories are going to be all run by AI? I mean, like there's companies that I've been into where like there's hardly any staff in there now because it's all just robots. Like automation can work. I've seen automation work really well where it's like person and robot collaborative. And because there's always things like it's the tech's still not there to like fully be automated. You're still gonna have to have people look after it and mind it, and then. But like, it's just a scary future I think, and I think, you can moan about people moaning about it, but if you just sit there and go, well, that's happening. Where does
I think you touched on it before. The people moaning about it the ones that are moaning about people moaning about it will be the people moaning about it when it affects them. I think that is the biggest thing, like what you said before. If it affects your industry, if it affects your income, how you make a living, then it's going to come, it's going to feel a lot harder on the people who are actually doing these kind of works than other people who are actually doing it. Like you said, Mikhail, people are going to walk past that image in the park and be like, or they'll look at it and go, never mind, and then just carry on over to Chapas or whatever. But it's the people behind these parks that make it what it is, what they are. Like, and we can't lose touch of that. I mean, ads, even Universal have used AI stuff with HHN this year, and you can see it. You can see it a mile off. You can tell. You can tell when it's being implemented. But if it's implemented in a tasteful way, where it doesn't shy away from what the overall goal of a project is, if it's an add-on, if it's used as a tool, like you say rightly, then that can be embraced more.
And that's the thing. Do we trust the people making those decisions to use it as a tool?
Because they're gonna type a prompt into, let's say, Mid-Journey, for example, and they'll be like, right, okay, I can make that better. Do I need to? No, not really. Right, send that. and that would be what the marketing companies, rightly so, what Sean said. They will hand that out, and they've done 10-minute job and made shitloads.
Yeah.
But it's I think people just need to be honest when they're doing this stuff. Like, AI needs to be like regulated big time. It's just getting out of hand completely. And
that's what I mean. The best time to do it is like now, where it's just regulate it a little. I mean, it's weird for me because like I've never been about like regulation of like the internet. Like I never think it ever ends up in a good place. But then there's certain things like this where you're like, wow, the deeper implications for it. It could be like vast. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, people are just doing little side projects and stuff, and side hustles for fun. But when does that actually become like the real world?
But the thing is that there will be, like Iona said, that the only think robots will conquer is the care sector. But that there'll be places, there'll be sectors like that. Probably like electricians, plumbers, things like that, like going around fixing it. But not everyone can just go and join the care. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's basically what will happen is more sectors will become more competitive, won't be able to get into them anymore, and it'll just be harder for everyone. So it's like, does everyone just have to like learn how to be an inputter, or like
know your prompts?
yeah, know your prompts.
I mean, I have used it. I have used it, and I enjoy using AI for getting images out of my head onto paper. I can't draw for shit.
Yeah.
Like little creative bursts of like, I want to say, for example, I used it on my Coaster Lightning for No Limits. I wanted a cool lightning background, so I could just put my coaster on the front of it in post. And I was like, right, okay, I can't draw that, but this is what I want it to look like. That's close to what my head is thinking.
And that's the thing, like that's you using that as a tool. Like, I don't see anything wrong with, for example, if there's like a YouTuber who like needs like a I don't know, like I can see like the benefits of it in terms of like, okay, I need a thumbnail. I'll use the basis of it. But I've seen loads of people using it as a thumbnail, like their face or whatever it is. I don't like.
How long do people use stock images for though as well? Like stock.
Yeah, but someone's taken that, and then when you use a stock, image, someone gets paid for that, like of their work. Like,
but then rightly,
you still
rightly what you said earlier.
Yeah,
AI's been trained on that.
So and the person that has been trained on, they've got no payment from it.
Like, I know people who their sole income, they're like photographers or videographers, but one of their like half or even more than half of their wage is from their stock photo or stock image, like a stock video library that they've been curating for like 5 years on multiple different websites, and they can make like really good money off it because they've got like thousands of images, and they've seen a massive like dip in their like quarter of what they used to get because of AI. But like I get the argument some people are saying, like, you know, time moves on, like time does move on, like that there was a point where like not everyone had Photoshop and you'd have to go to a big company to get like a book illustration done, like you couldn't just do it at home, and now
or a background removed.
Yeah. But like there's things like that where like time does move on and some industries do become like irrelevant or whatever, or you can't charge as much as you used to charge. But yeah, this one just, I don't know, AI just seems like it's coming for everything very fast. And I just think it is. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm not anti-AI, but it's just coming back to the actual subject was
before we do that, have I don't know how much anyone would know about like the legality of like the legality and legal ramifications behind AI implementation in different industries. Have they been developed? Have they been refined? Have they been improved? Have we seen do we have any examples of any ramifications that any people or companies have experienced because of their use of AI yet? Because that's a huge thing that has been talked about,
but nothing.
But it doesn't seem like it's been implemented anywhere.
But I think it will, though. I think it will at some point very soon. We're going to live through it. Yeah.
Depends what the lobbyists want. There'll be some kind, like, it depends what the lobbyists want to do. Like if you know, the big companies like the fact that AI is doing this and they're you know, they're saving loads of money, then there'll be lobbyists who will lobby to not have regulation on it. There's been I've not seen any like big thing of like an artist going after people, because that's the thing with it, is it's not like just it rips off their work. It's just like they'll take.
Well, I mean, not even like artists going after people. I mean, like actual legislation put through by the courts and stuff, and actual like punishments behind ethical misconduct and stuff.
Well, no, because there's no laws against AI like as a thing, like that. There's just nothing against it. Like,
yeah, but there's been a lot of talk about those. Well, I guess to very ignorantly and generally sum it up, but just the development of those over time, the development of legislation, you know, outlining misconduct using AI and stuff.
Oh, so you mean like So, like, say if a marketing company used the AI without the park's company's knowledge, and then they
Yeah.
get shit for it.
Things like that, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm not seen anything, but that's like Luke said, that probably will end up being a thing.
It's
I've
gonna
heard
be-
that-
it's
That'll
going to
materialize
that.
soon. Yeah.
I've heard that multiple times in like the last year of like just someone not like doing their due diligence, looking over the image properly and not spotting something that should have been spotted. And yeah, like
creatives or creative companies should have the right to take, offenders in that nature, take them to court, take them to lawsuits, things like that. Like there has to be if there's going to be any pushback whatsoever, it's going to have to be monetarily.
I guess the pushback is just not that big, like really. I mean, like with this Phantasialand thing, like I doubt it's going to get much traction on like actual news, like
but like in the wider scope of things,
if it was like say if it happened to Nike, however you want to say it,
yeah,
I'm sure that would be massive news, and I'm sure something would happen against that. But it's just not happened to. But I think with them bigger corporate clients who would do that, I don't think people would like shortcut an AI like that. I don't think they would. I think they would know like don't fuck around.
Well, like you would like to think that. But I mean, like these corporate companies, like they become like they amass stupid levels of profit some way, don't they?
Yeah. And Coaster Giant brings up a point. How long do you think until we get our first AI coaster design built?
I'm sure it's already happened. But the thing is,
AI
AI
ChatGPT is actually very, very good at coming up with a text format of a layout. Like do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. And I tell you what, a lot of people are doing it.
I'm sure some of these like the software they use already implements some of that anyway, because like all it is artificial learning. We talk about AI like it's a new thing. It's been a thing for like in some regards for years. Do you know what I mean? Like just learning off itself or taking a sample of specific pool of things. It's already doing. I mean, just like autocomplete is some form of it.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
A very like primitive way. It's a different type of thing, but yeah, it's. I'm sure it's already been used by a lot of companies. But yeah,
maybe Premiere used it to finish off the layout of Alpine Fury for Canada's Wonderland. Do a barrel roll. Do a barrel. Do a barrel.
So Luke said, just remember, AI was a big reason the SAG actors were striking last year. Yeah, it was one of the big reasons, wasn't it? Because a lot of the new contracts. A lot of the new contracts now for actors is like they have to agree by signing the contract that their image can be used like going forward. So they're like after they've done
it can be used to train AI to basically replicate them. It's really fucked up contract term. I'm like, ooh.
I mean, recently Adobe have changed their copyright law, their terms and conditions to say like basically you can like when you're using one of their software, they're tracking what you're doing, and they can use anything you not necessarily create, but they can use it to train their stuff.
That's mad.
Which a lot of people have left Adobe now.
That got a lot of kickback.
Yeah, I mean that NDAs and all that kind of stuff. Like it's it's.
I mean, I'm so close to like just going like DaVinci Resolve because that's what a lot of people are going to, but I just haven't got time to like learn a whole new fucking software.
Well, that's the thing though, Sean. You've been using this stuff. I have, well, all of us have. That was very bare bones from the start, and it just keeps getting these features added and added and added, and no one's asking for them.
The thing is,
you have to relearn everything.
If I was just the video editor, then I would probably go to DaVinci. But I use Photoshop, I use Illustrator, I use After Effects. I use everything, and it's like so second nature to me now that I could do a lot of it on DaVinci, but like not But anyway, what the fuck are we talking about? Yeah.
Just on Fantasyland, I just came across. This was from last year, to be fair. But
All right.
I didn't know that they had chosen a successor for for Eric Daman or Eric Daman.
Really?
However his name is. Yeah, I've just come across another Loopings article saying Fantasyland has chosen a successor for deceased head designer. I'm just skimming through it now, but I mean, they were going to at some point. Of course, they were.
Yeah, obviously. But...
So you say his company they found the successor for? Or like
designer Gert. Apologies if I butcher this pronunciation, but designer Gert Yusen has been asked by Fantasyland to consider future developments in the park. Art director Sven Riegel has also been brought in, who previously worked for Universal, among others. So
wow.
That's interesting. That article was posted last year. So you have to think what kind of input they had in the input or pushback, in these decisions that are coming to light now.
I don't think these are to do with Daman Studio, if I'm honest. I think Daman Studio are doing like the big stuff, like the big planning it, the areas.
Oh yeah. The master planning and everything.
I think these posters have come from like, we need something to go here. Let's just do the park up a little bit. Yeah, I don't think
that makes sense.
I just don't think. I mean, I don't know who these people are, but I just think from their a creative studio such as them would do something like that. I mean, like I said, I don't know. But
it's tricky, isn't it? It's a tricky rabbit hole to go down. But
it's like, like everyone's in the, I imagine like big studios and big creative industries, they're all probably facing quite a lot of issues at the minute with budgets and everything. There's a lot of companies probably struggling. If you're say 10 20 people plus, like say if you started feeling like the pinch, AI is probably very alluring, really. You're like, we could just cut corners doing this. So you never know what it's like when it gets to that point. You don't know, do you? Really?
No, you don't.
Because some of these companies, they grow like massively in like a very short amount of time, and then suddenly like some of their core clients like just don't use them anymore because they're just like, oh, we don't need you now because we've got AI in house. We'll design our own shit, so we don't need you. Create a studio, and then
scary times.
It's happening quite a lot in photography as well, like corporate work. I'm seeing a lot more people saying like it's hot. Is some of their like long time clients are not using them anymore and stuff. So yeah, it's one of them really.
Anyway, let's lighten the mood.
Yes.
Yeah, Emma, you went to Gulliver's.
Oh yeah, I got the wacky worm cred.
There you go.
Is that you retaining completion now?
No, I wish. How good would that be? No, I went to Gulliver's World. For those who didn't know, last week I was complaining because they replaced their wacky worm with a wacky worm. It's a great wacky worm. It's brand spanking new out the factory. However, this one does not have an apple. The old one had an apple, so the old one wins. Yeah, we don't get many apples these days, so bring back the apples on a wacky worm.
I'm allergic to apples, so.
Oh, sauce.
Really?
You actually?
Did you avoid wacky worms like the plague then when you went to like?
You can't get that cred
as
with
a
the
kid.
apple on.
Joe's allergic to pineapple.
Oh God! But yet she still wanted to eat it.
To be fair,
she does all the time. She's allergic, and then she'll just
pineapples try to eat you back.
Yeah, that is a fact, isn't it?
They try to eat you back. The enzymes.
Yeah.
Try and digest you. It's really weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to Gulliver's. It was all right. It was really, really busy. I left it till the end of the day, and I queued 40 minutes for said wacky.
Oh God.
Well, I couldn't not do
Yeah,
it.
Whoa,
Like,
dedication.
hang on, hang
Dedication.
on. Say that again. You queued what for a wacky worm?
40 minutes.
Shit.
Well, the thing, I'd gone there for the wacky worm, and the queue had been huge all day, and I was like, I can't go home and not doing it because then I've got to fucking come back again. So I was like, right, I'm doing it. So I stood there, and I made my children queue with me for 40 minutes for the wacky
Oh.
worm.
Was it worth it?
It was lovely and smooth.
Right.
How many
What did you
rides
say?
are there that you wouldn't queue 40 minutes for?
Uh,
I mean, it depends.
Like, there are so many.
a lot. I don't even know. Like,
Exactly.
To be fair, it's just what it annoys me because I don't know whether anybody has like the Coaster Count app, but you have a map on it, and it has every single crowd in the world on these maps, right? So in the like vicinity, I like to have them obviously all ticked off, like they're all blue when they're done, and they're red when they're not. And it really pisses me off when it's red, so I had to do it just for that. Like I've gone and drove an hour to ride one of them runaway trains that goes around the circle. Just because it was on my map near my house and I had to do it.
roll the bars, shout out to Scotland and the wacky worms having apples.
You're lucky.
I went and decided not to queue 40 minutes for it. That's
Mark,
good.
Marcus,
though.
what's the longest
Shows
you've queued for a
dedication.
wacky worm?
Marcus from Jump Riders. Shout out Jump Riders, by the way.
Yeah.
And shout out the fact that they're doing
40
Blood
minutes.
Club are doing a UK stumble next year, right?
Are you guys going to that? Well, not. Are you gonna meet up with them for it?
Yeah, I definitely am going to.
We need to show them how to
It's
drink
rude, what
at
the fuck
Blackpool
is
Pleasure
not-
Beach.
Yeah, and I still regret because I remember getting a message from them guys when we was at Hershey Park to go to. I can't remember what park it was now, but they were only like about 50 minutes away.
Yeah,
But it's like the opposite direction to where he's going for like a 4-hour drive, and I still regret not going.
I'm
But,
pretty sure I texted Marcus saying that you guys were like
yeah,
a couple hours away or something.
I still regret that, but also it was like one of the longest drives of that trip. So, yeah, definitely meet up with them guys.
That's the
Sounds
one.
fun.
That's the one thing I'm gutted I won't be there for. Not necessarily going to the parks during June, during
Yeah.
school trip season, because I don't need that in my life.
Mhm.
But running around with them guys and all you guys all together. Like,
Hey, what if they fucking moans about Nemesis? Like, I'm just going home. Like,
you know, not having any Nemesis slander
no,
from any,
not happening.
from any
Ooh,
of you.
what's the ERT on, Marcus? I haven't read the itinerary or anything.
Spoilers.
I'm not sure if they've
They
actually
haven't released it yet.
announced it yet. I think they're holding those cards close to the chest until earlier on.
I thought Marcus has definitely ridden Nemesis. I thought he had. But
Sure.
I don't know. So summer, how's our summer been? Everyone in the chat, how has your summer been? What have you done? What's been your standout thing this summer?
What have I done this summer?
It's gone very fast. That's what I'll tell you.
I've literally done
Do you think?
nothing.
Yeah, it's gone fucking wow fast.
I think
It's gone far too fast.
apart from a few different things, like the summer's kind of dragged for me, honestly.
Really?
It's
Or maybe
gone-
I'm just excited to get to Silverdale City at the end of September. but
So
When
I'm
you
just
got
like-
something like that waiting, yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's gonna drag.
August is definitely dragged for me. But all I've done is work. So
So
yeah, no.
summer starts in June.
Yeah, I went to Florida
June,
and
July,
rode out
August,
in
last
Gwazi.
summer.
I think that's the best thing I did was going to Florida. That was exciting. Got on
Yeah,
Gwazi finally. All the
Yeah.
old cool coasters. Bush.
Oh yeah, I did my Belgium trip
Yeah.
on Ride Happiness. That was
See, the thing is, it's gone that quick. You don't realize what you've actually done until you're tapping back.
Yeah.
Which
Josh, you all
generates some
comment.
sun.
Yeah, that'd be fucking great.
I agree with that statement.
But yeah,
I'd-
this
I'd-
finally got on Ride to Happiness.
Yeah,
That's my peak.
that's
That is
cool.
a big thing.
That's a
And you
good
wrote
one.
Zadra,
That was not in the summer.
was it not?
Yeah, that was,
That was
Fall
back
Out.
in April, May, I think.
Ah, it's
Mate.
close.
Start of, no, it was like right at the start of May.
Oh,
as well, I
start of
think.
April,
Yeah.
spring.
So we had a pretty crazy summer. So looking back on June, we did a load of, because we haven't really been on trips. We've just been working really, but it's kind of related to theme parks, isn't it? So
Yeah.
obviously we did a lot of stuff for Gold Rush. Did all that sort of stuff. Like that.
I still need to get down and ride that. It looks
Yeah.
great.
It's fun.
The opening, the run up to that was really cool. The opening night and opening day was good. Obviously we got to do, like, they asked me to do like a put like a audio area audio together, which is like a new one for me. So that's pretty cool. 'Cause I can go to my local park and just hear like that all the time now.
It's insane.
It's so cool. So that was like a new thing that I've never been able to do before and done. But at the same time, we were filming the Warwick Castle TV ad, which is a massive one for us.
Wow.
That was a big one. At the same time, we was doing the Drayton TV ad. And then we were doing Nemesis Compound, which everyone's seen now. So he's working on that video. We did stuff for the Warwick Castle Hotel.
Did you do Towers TV ad as well?
No, that was not. We didn't do a TV ad. We did like that launch ad at the start.
Ah,
of
right.
it.
I do. Yeah, I remember you doing something. with
Yeah,
that.
well, that was cool, but that wasn't
exciting.
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done like shitloads of stuff. Like we've done loads of videos that have not been released yet. We've been working at Legoland quite a lot. Yeah, I don't know what else.
What's your thoughts on like the vibe of the parks this year? Because obviously you've been to a lot frequently. Like everything going, like is everything feeling like really positive and energetic when you go into these places to do these the filming and stuff like that?
yeah.
'Cause does it not get old for you? Like, you know, because you're obviously there a lot. Like, do you still get that hit of enthusiasm when you're rocking up to the gates?
Yeah, it's weird because you'd think like that like magic of it would like disappear, but it doesn't. Like for me,
Increases.
yeah, because like you see like the work that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And stuff you think wouldn't take a lot. You know, they change one little thing or something. You're like, okay, that doesn't. I bet but they should have done that years ago. But then you realize actually like how big of a project that was.
Yeah.
But like it's like you go to like Drayton now, for example.
Mhm.
It's like a completely different park. Like it's so weird. Like I watched a vlog a couple of weeks ago of like 3 years ago, and it just seemed like a completely different park, like 4 years ago actually. So
That's what we wanted,
like,
though, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like amazing. And then like Towers now, you've got like Forbidden Valley, completely new area. So many entertainers there. You've got Gloomy Wood, loads of actors in there, brand new. You walk past the rapids, it's got its waterfalls going now. You go around you go around the park, and it's just getting better and better everywhere you go, really. Yeah, it's good. It's good news.
Good to see. It's good to hear as well.
Legoland, for example, you go there now, like Minifigure Speedway, like you can see it from so many different parts of the park, and you're like, the skyline looks good when you're in Miniland and stuff. So it's just positive. It's very positive. I think the hot weather has like tested the rides a bit.
Yeah.
Because we've had a lot of downtime, haven't we, on rides this summer?
We have indeed, yes. One thing that no one's mentioned yet, Hyperia, that happened.
That's not summer though. Yeah. We're talking about summer.
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
it reopened in the summer.
All right. Yeah. But it happened. It still happened. There's a thing that happened.
Do you know, I literally, like, Matt's just put it in the chat and been like, I avoid most parks in summer. I've been the same. But then when I think about
Yeah, I haven't
it,
been to
this
that many.
season in general, I have been shocking. I've not done a lot.
Yeah, me
I
too.
think I've been to Pleasure Beach 3 times this year, when normally I'll go like 20 times. Been to Towers 3 times this year. I don't know what it is. I've not lost like my spark for theme parks because I love them anyway, but I don't know. I've just not had the urgency to go to many recently, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think
You're not the only one.
I've been saving up money to go over into Europe and do parks more than I have wanted to go to UK parks.
Yeah.
Like if there's been an event on, like Attraction Source event, I've gone to UK parks. But yeah, mostly it's been, oh shit, I've got to spend money for this, so hold off going and booking a hotel in the UK when I can book one over in Germany.
Yeah, I mean,
and it helps when Plopsaland's closer to you than Alton Towers is.
Yeah.
Still, I've only been once. I've only been that once. I am desperate to go back already, though. But I'm like, the Channel Crossing is just too expensive by yourself.
yeah,
Because it's charged per car. It's so fucking expensive.
Yeah, no, we're going to make it happen at some point. Like, exciting though. We're me, Pete, James, and Danielle are going to Disneyland Paris in November. So that's like a really cool trip doing. Spending 3 days there, so that's going to be exciting.
Apart from Phantom Manor, going to be fucking.
Oh yeah, Phantom Manor's shut for refurbishment.
Is it? So it's just only
When
been
we go.
refurbished.
It's like
it's like annual maintenance.
It's cycle, yeah.
Literally starts the week before we go. I'm like,
But we still got Big Thunder, still got Space Mountain, still got all the campus and stuff like that. So it's going to be good. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. Me and Joe have got. We're gonna obviously end of this month. We're going to Siam Park, which is a big one. A big one for us.
Oh, that's
so long.
Nice.
Like, can't wait. And we've just got like a week of doing fuck all, like just that. And we've got one day at Siam Park, and we're just gonna chill. But then in November, we're gonna do a road trip. So we're gonna go to Efteling for 2 days. That Efteling hotel. Going to stop off at Plopsa on the Monday just for like a couple of hours and get some.
That's all you need. You get loads in.
Yeah, I'm literally just going to go there for that. Not
especially
even
in November.
And then 2 days at Efteling, and then drive over to Phantasialand and do 2 days there.
Sure.
So one night at
Charles Lindbergh,
and then we're going to do what's the Africa hotel.
Matamba.
We have not done Matamba. It's the only one we haven't done yet, so we're going to do Matamba one night there.
Nice.
So you're staying in both hotels?
Yeah.
Oh,
Charles Lindbergh the first night, because last time we went, we did one night at Charles Lindbergh and then at Lingbao, and it works out quite nice because it works out.
You get the extra perks, but then you also don't spend a shit ton of money.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah,
there is good hacks for staying at Phantasialand pretty cheap for a few days.
Yeah.
Definitely. But if you haven't done Charles Lindbergh, it's worth forking out.
I fucking love staying.
Yeah.
I've been looking at it for January.
During Wintertron, will Wintertron have started yet?
That's what I was going to ask.
When you're there.
See, this was just an idea that we floated. I don't know if Plops is open. Is it not open in November? Probably not.
It's open, but I'm not sure if it's open on Mondays. Let me just check.
Well, we'll do it on the way back then.
In November.
Are you going to be at Phantasialand during Wintertron? Will it have started by then?
Yeah, it's like the first. It's like it's like the first week. I think it is.
Oh, first week in November. Okay.
Yeah,
I love that.
Which is why we're doing
I
it.
thought it was end of November when Wintertron starts.
It's I think we're planning to go on. You're asking too many questions now. But when I looked at my calendar, it was like because it has like the little wintry thing on it. So yeah, it was that's why we've chosen to go then. So
Plopsa is
That right.
Wednesdays throughout November and then weekends. There is a random Monday where they're open though. Monday the 11th.
Happy Monday.
Well, Sean's going
They're
to
open on the 11th of Monday. So,
but yeah, if you don't go, don't. But it's mainly just to do Efteling, because obviously Dance Macabre is opening on Halloween. So original plan was to go on But then we was
Keep
like,
forgetting when that was meant to open. But,
yeah. Yeah, original plan was to go on Halloween when it opens, but then we was like, you know what, it's going to be really busy.
It's gonna be
If we
real.
push it back a few weeks, we can get Winter. Because I know at Phantasialand, Winter at that point is like quite like it's not that busy, not as busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
January.
start of it is
Yeah,
when it's quietest.
yeah.
usually.
So gonna do that.
I'm I'm really interested to hear about Dance Macabre once it's opened. And
I just need to know whether it's going to make me vomit. It looks vomit-inducing for me. I will need a quell, I reckon. Like, it looks cool, but I'll be like,
What does like Hex and stuff make you feel ill? Or...
a little bit. Not so much. It's more, I think it's like the turning and like, if it's like, I don't know. It's just bizarre. Like, the older I'm getting, I'm not even that old, but the older I'm getting, the worse it's getting. Like, it started off with a bit of car sickness, but now it's like most things will make me want to vomit on myself.
Yeah. No, I can relate to that.
Only in the last couple of years, I've been fine up until now, but for some reason, it's just like, nope. So even before I go to any theme park now, I take a quell in the morning. Even going to Gulliver's, I took a quell in the morning.
Then you realise the Wacky Worm didn't have the laser show apple that you was expecting, and it didn't make you feel sick.
Well, there was a couple of spinny bits through it.
Yeah, it's difficult because if you do suffer from that kind of stuff, like you can go on one ride and it can
Finishes
fuck
you
your
off.
day. Yeah,
I went on
Saying
a
that-
pirate ship once, and I got off, and for about 3 hours afterwards, I just had to sit down. I couldn't move.
How are you with Ride to Happiness then?
I took a quell before, so fine.
Yeah.
I think Ride to Happiness is like a different type of spinny though, isn't it? It's not like
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not.
I feel like it's just like like it's
I
where,
had one point where I felt a bit off, but that was because we had literally sat on the train for 4 rides.
yeah, that's
So
that'll do it.
I think that was just the intensity that did that.
Yeah, no. When I rode that, I literally got somewhere in the region of 15 to 20 rides during one day.
Oh yeah, we
But-
did 18 rides.
We literally we were exiting the station, walking back round in between every ride.
Right. Yeah.
I-
Like,
I-
we
I
weren't,
didn't
we weren't just
feel-
we
we
weren't
didn't
just
have to
sitting
do
in the
that.
train, so I was
Yeah.
able to just keep going all day.
I mean, for me, even like Wicker Man, like when we did the ERT on that, like I did 3 goes on that, and I wasn't feeling sick, but I was like, I'm not feeling good. Like I was like, I'm
Not feeling
I think I'm
Helix
good now.
ERT
Yeah,
Oh God.
killed me.
yeah,
Yeah, Vic said that. She was like, at night time, she was like, she couldn't do it. She had to get off. She was
Yeah,
like,
Well,
she
no,
had to
it
like
killed
it.
me
It's
because
not-
we rode it 10 times.
It was
That
10
ERT.
times, but on the 9th, I was like, "Oh, we've done it 10 times," and we've miscounted, and I was like,
Right, back around.
"Back around," and I literally like
We
had
were like,
to
we
like,
shouldn't have done that one.
I limped
The
back
thing is,
to
I've-
the hotel.
I've never been big on like lapping coasters anyway. Like I don't think like
No, I don't enjoy it anymore.
I'm
No,
I'm-
I do. I
It
do.
can be
I
fun.
still do.
It's. I think it is okay if you're walking background, but yeah, if you're sat
yeah,
on the
I
ride,
think
you're like,
like
oh, God, no.
I don't know. I just get a bit like even the best coasters that like coasters I love. Like I think after like 3 or 4, I'm kind of like I'm kind of bored now. And also I think like it's
Depends
you're
what
not
ride
get,
it is.
you are.
Depends what ride it is.
I can't think of anything like that. I mean, like even we did Nemesis. I mean, I'm saying Nemesis at Wicker Man. Like those were 2 particular very like the Towers Times event. They were like very intense because it was at the end of the day anyway. But
Nice.
like, yeah, I don't know.
No, I did,
Ride
it on,
to Happiness.
Yeah.
I did it on Taron during Winter Traum. Done it on
Yeah, I think Taron would be fine because it's not that intense. I mean, it can be intense, but it's not like it's kind of like
it was at night during Winter Traum when it was firing. Like,
but it's not like it's not like invert. It's not like you're not getting swung.
it's not like
around.
you're not
Yeah.
getting put through rolls or anything.
Yeah,
like
that's what I mean. It's I
Um,
think something that is like quite. Taron's not gentle though,
Hmm.
is it? Let's be honest. I don't know.
No, but like
Um,
Helix because of the inversions, I think was the
Yeah.
problem. Like last Bower roll on the last ride, like I was dying. I was like, no, not this. I wish I just ended the ride there, just straight into the brakes.
Matt
Tell you what
said
did
he
make
was
me
done
feel-
after 3 back-to-back on Hyperia. Same. I done 3, and the front row was my 3rd go, and I grayed out. I was like, I'm getting off. I'm done.
Oh, you know the one that killed me. Sick. Oh,
Oh, I can see
Oh,
that.
that would.
we managed
Clues
to
in the name,
join
bro.
In, we managed to join in with Seeking the Thrill there when they were up there, and managed to join their ERT. It wasn't even the inversions, apart from the inlines. But for some reason, like, because the over-the-shoulder restraints on Colossus still hold you by your thighs, but because Sick is purely by your thighs, it was so fucking painful.
Really?
Right?
Welcome to
Them
the
inlines
painful
are
side.
so
Club.
fucking painful on your thighs. I was at one point literally holding myself like into the seat to not be on the restraint.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years since I rode Altair at that
World.
random park in Rome that no one's heard of any development of like since it opened. But I don't remember like that has the same, revision B trains on it as Sig does, and I don't remember feeling any type of way after, because I rode that a few times. I don't remember it feeling like
painful.
What do you think of Mumbo Jumbo, James?
Mumbo Jumbo was good, apart from the fact that they like proper clamped down my shoulder restraints, which put me in a really awkward position.
That sudden break at the end is brutal as well. Like if it stops and there's a train in the stage, that slam.
It was very all over the place. It was fun, but not re-rideable really for me.
Oh yeah, something to think
Hero
about.
was just fucking stupid. She needs to die.
Something to think about. Me and James and Pete watched something on YouTube the other day, which was a documentary about Europa Park. So if no one's seen that, that's a really good watch. I enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, there's a big mega documentary again.
Yeah, you know what? I watched that because it's actually like it was part of like a bigger documentary that I watched that was Scion Park, and then it went to Europa Park. Yeah, like but
I was
now
in the Scion Park bit, so I have to watch that.
Yeah, the Scion Park one's really interesting.
It was cool
as well.
In fact, they got all the Macs involved as well.
Yeah, it's about Rulantica and stuff, weren't it, as well? And
yeah, really.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Although I did have many gripes with it.
Oh no, not
because there's one bit where it said it had a map of the park, and it was like, "Here's Europa Park," and then it was just like, "Here's Rulantica." No, they put the Rulantica pin on the Super Splash. About a mile that way, off screen.
Yeah,
like, you're nowhere near.
Well,
there's water there. That's where the water park is.
Maybe AI did the pins.
Well, don't trust TV shows about theme parks. So
well, I think we all learned that at a really young age, honestly.
Yeah.
Enough is said on that.
Going back to the summer, I just remembered something I did at the beginning of August, to be fair. Was I don't know if I mentioned it on here, but we did a just behind the scenes tour of Thundervault and the wooden coaster at PNE Playland. It was held by the Themed Entertainment Association and Dynamic Attractions.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of people from different companies just in the attractions industry. It invited all of those people down from different companies in the northwest region of North America. And we got to go into the electrical room for Thundervault. Got to speak to the head of maintenance there. Got to go behind the scenes at Coaster. Got to see the new train that they are just getting done with commissioning for next year. It's actually made by Comeback. And it's exactly the same. Well, I don't know about exactly the same, but like it's very similar to the train that they're running on Coaster at the moment. For anyone who's not aware, Playland have been doing a sort of like just a multi-year renovation of Coaster. Their really old classic wooden coaster, and they're getting it back up to 2 train operations next year, and hopefully wanting to. So it runs manual braking from. It's one of those like really classic wooden coasters that still runs manual brakes, and they've been running manual braking from the unload portion of the station to the load portion, and they're hoping to get that just renovated to use just automated braking. Like I think I'm not sure when the timeline is for that, but I think it's still on the cards, and they're still moving with their just basically holistic renovation of that coaster. But it was super cool. It was super cool to spend some time with the marketing department and the head of maintenance, and learn a bit more about what just like their plans in terms of ride additions and ride renovations for that park. And it was super cool to see that there is actually an existence of the attractions industry community within not only the Northwest region of North America, but Vancouver specifically.
Wow.
Something that I had no idea existed, honestly. So cool. Like it's interesting about just like where I could be in the future, I guess, because there are a lot of like Whitewater who made a lot of who have designed a lot of water rides for water parks. They've done a lot of work with I can't remember if it was Whitewater or Pro Slide who provided the slides for Volcano Bay. Mm-hmm. But they work on that same. Those two companies work on the same level, pretty much. They do. They have the same level of like high profile projects and clients and stuff. And then Dynamic Attractions is here, and then other design companies are in and around the area as well. So it was just super, interesting. It was just super cool to see that there is like a working and growing still community of professionals in the attractions industry exists here in Vancouver.
Nice. I've just stumbled across a little bit of news. Apparently today at 1:54 p.m, Theme Park Insider have reported that Tron Light Cycle will run at Magic Kingdom after September 8th will be going to a standby queue.
Really knocked down. Oh, okay.
I thought you were going to say something really fucking dramatic then. Like,
now dismantling
it's quite dramatic.
What?
I mean, apparently from Monday next week, it won't be virtual queue. It will be standby.
That needed to be Cosmic
2 years ago. Yeah, and Cosmic. Though I think that'll be next after Tron. To be fair,
it needs to be. Needs to be.
Queue's big enough. Jesus Christ. The queue
line. Yeah, that queue's massive, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like the biggest queue ever. I mean, if you want to talk about, I mean, was it last week? I can't remember when it was. Talking about Wicker Man's pre-show being a drain. Jesus Christ, doing that 3 times. Like, this pre-show again. Fuck me.
Yeah,
it's just like, can I just get? I mean, it's cool the first time you see it.
First time you see it's really good, but then you see people going to the doors.
Yeah, everyone's like rushing.
The first time you do it, and you're like, "Have they ridden this before?" And then your second, third time round, you're already at the doors before it even starts.
Yeah, that's an interesting mentality to have, though, because what pre-shows to coasters or dark rides or whatever are there that we don't get tired of? Because if we're saying that about Disney pre-shows, then what kind of standards can we really hold for just the existence of pre-shows in general? We lord over them. Yeah. But then once we've ridden them like 3 times in a row, it's like, all right, I'm tired of this now.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I'll speak for myself. Obviously not Luke. I don't get tired of Wicker Man's because I think it's quite like a good length. It's like, I don't know, like I just listen. I recite the words back in my head every time I'm watching it. Like you say, Hex is always like that. Is basically most of the ride, so it's cool.
Yeah, it's an experience.
Hex is great. I don't know. I'm a big fan of rolling pre-shows. I think rolling pre-shows, if they're done well, are really good. Like,
They add
you know.
something to the queue line, don't they? Then what
Yeah.
would be there? Yeah.
And it's like I think I love Curse, but I think they have an issue with it, people stopping to watch it, and like it might just be a little bit too long, maybe. But
Maybe.
but I think it's cool. Like, Curse's one should really have been like an actual pre-show, because it's just so good. Like, I just love Curse's pre-show; it's so good.
That room when it changes, man.
Yeah, when it changes,
Yeah,
and
it's
but the
reveal.
problem with it is it explains the entire ride, doesn't it? So you need to kind of,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was just about to say, is there an art behind making a pre-show that is specifically like the intention is background noise, like that can be rolling, that isn't too informative to where you have to pay attention to it. You can just, it can be rolling, so you can just walk through the queue line with it providing, an addition in terms of audio to the experience.
Yeah.
Like, is it, like there's, I feel like that's definitely.
I think it has to add. I think
valuable.
I think the pre-show, if it's a rolling pre-show, that comes down to the attraction itself. Like, if you need to overly explain a story for you to enjoy the ride, then that's like the attraction's fault in a way. But so, for example, like, I mean, Dinosaur, right? Like Animal Kingdom, like that's a classic pre-show, right?
Yeah.
But you could go into that and still understand what the hell's going on, because like this telling you as you go. I think Nemesis has a rolling pre-show. I don't think it's vital to understanding like where you're at, like, sort of thing.
Wait, Nemesis has a pre-show now?
It's a rolling pre-show. It's like in the queue line.
Throughout the
There's
queue,
like a
there's
doctor.
bits.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
just the audio in the.
There's like a screen. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
like a
the
TV
container.
screen in one of the broken containers, and it kind of explains like a bit of backstory, but like you don't really need, like, if you miss it, you miss it. Like, it's not really that important. The Haunting pre-show, that Matt, like that's just got a place in my heart. But I do think that the original pre-show added something to that ride. Well, I say the original, it's in there now because it like built up the tension. I think when it's spooky, like, you can really go to town with it.
Spooky pre-shows rule.
Because if you're like in a pre-show and it's like, okay, right, this is your mission, you got to go do this. Like, it does build the tension up a little bit. But I don't know, like, Cosmic seems to go on like a little bit too long. But then you go and do.
There's a lot.
You go Star. What's it called? Star Wars.
Star Tours?
No.
Rise.
Rise.
Yeah, Rise of Resistance.
Where it is about what, 3-4 pre-shows?
Yeah, but they make it part of the ride. Like, that is actually, it doesn't feel like. I think when you feel like you're just getting held there, then it's failed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Because it is weird because you're still in the queue, but because there's so many pre-shows and you've got interaction between them as well.
So the first time I rode it,
I'm
I was
guessing
like,
it is like, as soon as you're at that first pre-show, it's like, right, I'm on the ride now, basically.
Yeah, but
because
Disney do this thing
you're
though, where you'll do a
experiencing it.
pre-show and you'll go through a really cool route. Let's take the hangar for example in Rise of Resistance, and then you go into a switchback, like, and then you got the next bit. So it's like next bit.
Yeah, so like the narrative experience of the ride itself starts in the queue line.
Yeah.
Before you even get to the ride.
Starts in the area, man.
Like the what's the name of the spaceship the Admiral takes you up in just before the hangar?
Yeah. Oh, the shuttle that you go up in.
Yeah. I mean, like, that is a piece of ride hardware in itself. It's part of the queue,
it is. Turntable.
but it's literally a carousel that takes you up to the second level of the building that Rise sits in.
It's it is amazing how they do it. But I think like rolling pre-shows, like Sean said, like I think older attractions could benefit from the addition of them in the queue lines in some areas. Take for example the Runaway Mine Train at Alton Towers. If you put something in the queue line, just building it up a little bit, it would add something to it where you wouldn't just be like looking at the rapids and waving at people. It'd be, you actually listening to something as something's going on. But I think like the use of audio in queue lines is like really underrated. I think it can be like when it's done well, it adds so much.
Yeah.
And a lot of it gets a lot of more fans as well to that attraction. Sometimes you get that added fan base from it, like the fans of the music. Like for example, the Hyperion music went on Spotify, got so many plays. Curse's music went on Spotify, got so many plays. Nemesis's music went on Spotify, so many plays and views.
I was not expecting that one to drop on fucking opening day.
Right.
Driving to the park with the music, I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, it was mega. So I think it's it's overlooked, and that's somewhere I hope that AI doesn't clash with. Going back to our topic before, because I do think good soundtrack to an attraction, a good bass to an attraction in a queue line, really builds it. I love it when a queue line has the same audio as the attraction, but it's slightly different.
Yeah.
So there's like a slight different nuance to it, but it has the same motif as what the attraction music would be. I think Nemesis Reborn does that very, very well in areas. I've heard Hyperia's is very similar. The
Hyperion
fact that
does it well.
it's
a constant build with Hyperia's.
Yeah.
Throughout the queue.
It's good. And,
Sean, what did you think of Kanan's?
I was thinking about that,
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned that.
Yeah, I was going to mention it because that's one that sticks out to me because that's just fucking weird. Like, I felt like it was a bit too much. Like, they basically created a whole like Discovery Channel documentary on like, but like, again, it's like you've got two sort of things there. You got a rolling kind of pre-show, which is like the documentary series on this like castle, and it's like interviewing like people and like, well, it starts off being like, it goes back like centuries if I remember, and then it's just, but it's I was trying to follow it, I couldn't really follow it, but then there's like
kind of have that with a little bit with Hex.
I was going to say that
it's kind of
that,
it's kind of like that, but this goes so deep into the past. You're like, you're trying to follow it, and you're like, okay, what bit are we at now? But then you had like
taking notes in the queue line.
yeah, but then the actual pre-show itself, which is like in a room, I don't want to spoil things. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's good. I like it. But again, it doesn't feel like you're being held there. It feels because you're kind of, it's just like it's another rolling pre-show. You're in the room and it happens or it doesn't happen. I think the way it works out is you're either like in the room or half in, half out the room, and you can look around the corner into it. But then you've got like the whole game aspect as well, which could be like, I think that it's done quite well there because they've separated it into different sections, and the gamified bit that happens just before you go on the ride is also like kind of a pre-show, and it's also like helping you feel like you're queuing less, and they break it up quite nicely throughout it, so it's not just like pre-show. It's kind of like a little bit of rolling pre-show, then a big show, and then a little bit of queuing. Then you go to baggage hold, which the baggage hold itself is pretty impressive. Like, it's like a bit of a reveal, and then you go into another thing. So it's broken up quite well.
Yeah, speaking of things broken up quite well, I rode Test Track for the first time, and I've only ridden it once. But you get held before the pre-show, which is a bit boring. But then when you go in and make your own car, and then you can have it interactive when you're actually on the ride and see how your stats have done and stuff like that, and you can actually like take it home with you through the app. It's that to me was, for someone who's never seen it before or anything like that, that was mind blowing for me. I was in there. I wasn't even trying to design anything special. It was, I'll have that, I'll have this, and have that. But when I got on the attraction and I actually had my car there on the thing, it was like, how are we doing? Oh, we're doing well, cool. And then like everyone was cheering in the train and stuff, and it added a lot to it. And I do think there is a place for long pre-shows. There's for the right attraction. There's a place for rolling pre-shows in the right attraction. I just think it needs to be implemented from the start, from the get, and if it's done well, it really, really works. I think Curses just needs to be that tiny bit shorter, and that reveal needs to happen a bit more often in that room because it's a stunning thing.
Yeah, I feel like it's underappreciated because some people, because it never has
I've
a queue.
stopped to watch Curses.
I'll tell you what's got the worst pre-show in the world is Racing Legends at Ferrari Land.
I was wondering what you were going to say them.
Racing Legends at Ferrari Land. It's just so bad because the ride itself is just like a simulator, so it's not even that good.
Oh,
they fucking hype it up, but they're like, you are now going to face the most intense experience of your life. What it's like to be an actual F1 driver, and you sit in a seat, and you're like, this is definitely not it.
yeah.
I wish I could remember more of what Mission Space's sort of like pre-shows or like build up to the actual ride is like. Because I can't really remember much of it, but I kind of remember getting off feeling like, okay, that was a bit overblown. Just like not the ride itself, just how much they emphasize preparing for its intensity.
I mean, it is flipping intense though.
It is intense, but I didn't find it as intense as it was hyped up to be to me.
Yeah. I see that.
I don't know. Maybe I just stuck to the rules too much and didn't look in either directions. Kept looking forward and everything because they say that just like don't look to the left or the right or whatever, or you'll probably throw up or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just kept my eyes focused on the center and didn't really move. And I was like, I could feel it, but it was like I got off. I was like, sure, yeah, it was cool. That was that was a thing that happened.
every ride at Epcot other than Guardians kind of feels like you get off and you go, yeah, it was a thing. On to the next.
Yeah. I don't really. Yeah, I mean that's the thing with Epcot. It's not about the rides, is it? Let's be honest.
No. I think Guardians
about getting trashed in World Showcase.
Yeah, and you can see that. Obviously, the first couple of times I went to Epcot, obviously the rides were a thing I had to do to get it out of the way. But there's nothing better than at Epcot when it's like first thing in the morning and no one's there, and you get there dead early, and you can actually experience the park quiet and enjoy it for what it is. It's stunning. Like going in different areas when no one's there. If you go really early to Epcot, it can be a really nice experience to start your day in Disney World. I found. It's just a stunning park. Like every bit of it, all the detail, all the art, all the construction, all of the architecture, and how they've done different parts of the world and stuff. And each pavilion is just gorgeous. But then when you get to 4 or 5 p.m. and everyone's trashed. Like the queues for every booth that sells any form of liquid beverage is 40-minute queue.
I just want all the construction to be finished.
Yeah.
Can they just finish it, please?
I went through. Funny thing. I walked through that Communicore Hall and I didn't even know.
Just finish the park.
I didn't even know it was a new thing. I just walked through it to get to Starbucks on the other side, and everyone was like Paige and Mr. Morrow and stuff like that were doing vlogs, and I'm just walking through it, not even didn't even know what it was. It was just it's just a building. Walk through, got aircon, nice. And then everyone was like, "It's just shit. What's this?"
Oh my god! How did we talk about pre-show? How did we talk about dragged out pre-shows and not mention Fengju Palace at Fantasyland?
Oh, it's a classic.
I completely forgot about that.
It's a classic. It's a meme, right?
You want to talk about boring pre-shows that feel like they go on for 10 years? Jesus Christ!
I completely forgot about that thing.
Yeah.
That shit. Oh, mate.
That-
She went
that
on longer
ride,
than the
though.
actual ride does.
that ride though, like
It's like, okay, it's cool at the first, and then it repeats itself 4 times.
Yeah.
I literally, like,
With a
I
different
know
person.
Richard
Doing
said,
all the
and
same
I've
moves,
seen it as well.
by the way.
People walking out halfway through.
we
Like,
were
literally,
like,
they will just go out through the fire exit.
James, I remember turning around to you and being like, "Is that it?" And you're like, "No."
You're like, oh, is that it?
People probably walking out because they probably think that that's all that the ride is because it goes on that long.
They leave the
Best
doors
thing
open
is-
as well. Like,
Yeah, they just know people open a fire exit if they don't. But the best part is Rich said, because he didn't regard it, he went and got mulled white wine, which was
Mulled
probably the
white wine?
better option. Yeah, it's really
Probably.
and apparently, when you're outside the ride, every time there's a gong that goes off in time with the pre-show when the effect happens.
Oh my
What?
So you can keep track of the
You
pre-show.
keep track of
while
how
not
far
actually
along
in the
it
ride.
Really? Oh, I need to.
So
I need to-
every time the Mortal Kombat ball gets thrown, the gong that happens inside happens out as well.
Nice.
It is literally Mortal Kombat the ride. Like,
It's so funny.
but I love
Well,
story.
that's an insult to Mortal Kombat. It's not nearly interesting enough.
But yeah, I think we're. I think we'll end on that. That's
Yeah.
that's good. Has anyone got anything else to?
Luke said, "Don't forget about Armageddon at Disneyland Paris when that used to exist."
Never
I
rode
have
it.
done that ride before, but I can't remember any of it.
Shout out to Like Me Coaster, Matt said.
I missed that because we
Oh,
wanted to get straight on the ride. And we weren't.
yeah,
waiting.
it's
I
kind
think
of
it
a
had just
hidden one.
finished
Yeah.
before we went into the queue. I
Is-
was like, I'm
is
not
the Like Me
standing
coaster-
waiting.
Is the Like Me coaster the one with the rave queue?
Yeah, Rave.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
It's
did
so
go
funny.
off as we were on the ride. So as we went past, we heard the music. So-
When we first did it, we just walked into it being like a rave. Like basically, it was like,
Yeah. Yeah, my one of my friends from Buzz Bars is actually at Plopsaland right now. Well, not right now. It's like nearly 10 p.m. But yeah, he was there today, and he like the Like Me coaster was. He said the Like Me coaster was walk on, so he's gutted that he didn't get to spend time in the rave queue.
yeah, it's not
Yeah,
one
I
you can
had
just
that
kind of
one.
like linger in either, really, because it's just like a cattle pen. But yeah, cool. All right, that's that. Right. Anyone want any last words? That sounds a bit dark, doesn't it? Any last words?
Nope.
Cool.
No, I don't.
All good.
Any more?
All right.
Anything
Hopefully
else
we're back
before
next
we
week.
go?
We will be back.
Yeah.
We'll be back. Cool.
Yeah, we're on a
Right,
run now.
everyone.
Done 2 in a row.
Yeah, all right. Let's make it 3, and then we can have a break.
A month off.
Fucking shattered.
So
Oh yes, as Rob
what's funny
says,
about
see
me?
someone
What's
who's-
funny about me saying that is that I actually won't be here next week.
That's it. Yeah. Oh no.
'Cause
Okay.
my my mother is visiting next week.
Oh, nice.
That's
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
I
Well, that's a
be-
valid reason. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're allowed that one.
So I will
That's decent,
not be
man.
on the podcast next week.
Nice. I hope you have a good time.
Right. Have a good time.
It's gonna be
That sounds
great.
nice. Cool. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining. We will be back next week, minus McCall. All right. See you later, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.